I'm going to explain the method I came up with in order to memorize the information for Memo password. Now, Memo password is when you have letters, numbers, and symbols all in the random order and you have 39 to memorize. But let me point this out. So say, for example, I switch 5 and B. Now, the thing is, I'm just going to miss these two spots. That's all. The rest of the row, if I get it correct, I'm going to get points for the rest of the row. Now, I say this because for digits, for example, you have 40 digits in a row. If you make one mistake, the most digits you could get is 20. If you make two mistakes, you get 0 for that row. Even though you got 38 right, you still get 0. So this is a little bit safer, right? Just in case I do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. So this is the method I came up with. So the method I came up with is using a journey, of course, right? Having a journey, but the problem was 39. That's not really a nice number. There's not a lot of numbers that could get divided evenly into 39. So I was like, okay, how about 13? The same thing, right? 13, not really a good number to have things divided into it. And so what I decided what I was going to do is I'm going to take 4 at a time. Okay, have 4 of these different characters in one location. But the last one is going to have 5. Okay, so I'm going to do 4, or yeah, it's going to have 5. Yeah, it should have 5. So 4, 5. So the last one's going to have 5, and that's because I have to do 13, right? And so that's what I'm going to do. So of course I have 3 locations here, right? So 3 times 3, 9. I'm only going to need 9 different locations in order to memorize all this information. Now the reason I didn't do 13 per location is because you have 13 images at one location. There's a greater chance of you mixing up images and the order. 13, right? Especially if you have some letters that are the same, but some are lowercase and others are uppercase. Man, that's going to cause really big problems. And so I thought, 4 would be a decent amount. I'm going to try that and say, it doesn't really go that well. I can always go back to 2 with, of course, the last one having 3. Okay? The last one having 3 because 13 is just a horrible number to have. And so that's how I'm going to memorize the information where I break it down in. Now the systems I'm going to use are my alphabet system, number system, and symbol system, right? So the symbol system, I had to create some new images because I didn't have all these different images for the different symbols like these brackets and the parentheses, okay? So that's something I had to create. But to solve the capitalization problem, so for me, what I decided was fire. Fire is going to mean something is capitalized, okay? So W, picture walrus. This walrus is going to be on fire, okay? So here, M, picture my friend Emily. That's all I'm going to picture. So if I see my friend, I'm like, okay, I see Emily. Okay, she's on fire. It's lowercase. Oh wait, this walrus is on fire. Okay, it's capitalized. It's a capital W. And so that's what I decided to do. I'm going to see how that works because like I was telling you, I could create another whole system just for capitalized letters. But I think, it might work, just making a modifier, trying to put that on the image. But I gotta see how it actually plays out, right? When I actually start practicing a lot more. That's gonna be the true indicator. Because right now, I'm just explaining my general method for this. When I actually start memorizing and doing it, that's where I find out, is it gonna work or is it gonna fail? And so, of course, my number system, I'm gonna be using a single digit number system. So, like 9, wine, 8, skate. Now, the reason I'm doing that instead of using my 2-digit number system is because I'm very, very conditioned to see 0, 9. And so I think of, Stoneman. And so it's kind of hard to kind of just like, for me right now, it's kind of hard just to imagine it because I do have a single digit number system. And I do use that all the time where I have an uneven amount of numbers, right? And so if I have like 7, and so if I have 7, I use my PAO, but hey, the last one, I'm not going to use my other number system, or I'm not going to use or like add a 0 and make it a 2-digit system. I'm just like, okay, 7, heaven. Or if it's like 0, hero. And so I do use my single digit number system here and there. So I think that will be beneficial here. Of course, I could try using my double digit system, but my first thought was, okay, hey, let's use my single digit number system and see how that works. And so yeah, so that's pretty much it. So for example, these first 4, oh man, D. So so I would see someone named Dee. Okay, D. I see someone named D, and she has 2. There's 2 of them. There's twins, right? And they're on fire. Okay. But then they push this wall over Emily, and she's trapped. Maybe I picture that on my kitchen table. Okay. And so, boom, I got that. I can move on to the next one, right? Those four. And so I just need to make sure I'm telling the story correctly. And as you could tell, there's two letters exactly the same. And so I had to make sure, okay, that there's two of them. And so, of course, it took me just a little bit. I'm like, okay, two twins. And that's something I had to kind of figure out because when you have duplicate information like right next to each other, it's kind of hard because you could always picture the same thing, but maybe for some reason the same thing kind of gets like boring and you kind of lose that and kind of slips out of your mind. Then the problem happens. So like I said, right, two DDs on fire, so capitalization, pushed a wall over, and let's see, pushed a wall over on Emily. And so right here, right, this one, it's the same bracket, right, but the other way. And so depending on my system, I'm going to see something different happen. And so, of course, things like that, the brackets and the parentheses and these arrows are the things I have to pay attention to. Oh, and these brackets too, I guess, square brackets and these like bird brackets. So that's something, I have to make sure I'm seeing it correctly. Because, I thought, like, can I make this a totally different image? But what happens, if this happens? I was like, okay, let's just make it the same image, but just have a little tweak to it so it's totally different from this image, okay? And so, yeah, so there you go. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I just really want to explain, why I came up with my system, why I'm going to do this. And hopefully, it all works out for the best when I actually try to memorize information. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe to my channel for more videos on memory techniques, how to do better in school, memory challenges, updates, and much more. Also remember to click the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are down below in the description. You also can check out these videos. If you want to learn all the memory techniques and learn how to apply them to all sorts of information, or if you want to start competing in memory competitions, you can check out my programs down below in the description. Look forward to my next video and get ready to get the best memory of your life.